Welcome back, you beautiful people. It is April 2023. So naturally, we're taking a look back at what happened in March 2023 in real estate in Ottawa, as well as where we sit at the end of this first quarter in what seems to be a very confusing beginning to the year. As always, if you're liking what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date on all of the new listing videos when they come out, sometimes before they go to MLS. So if you're shopping for a property, great thing to do. Share this with a friend who might be interested in this type of information, and subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. So we'll jump right into it, talking about the month combined, where we landed at the end of March. You can see we sold a total of 1,194 properties, a decrease of 40%. That's going to be the trend across the board here. The average price also, combined residential and condo, is down by 15.9%. The inventory is up 213% more properties available at the end of March 2023 versus at the end of March 2022. But March 2022 was an anomaly, and having such a low inventory rate is one of the reasons why the prices were pushed up so drastically. One thing to note is the difference between February 2023 and March 2023 in terms of how much inventory there is. There was only 300 new properties added, so not a lot considering we're hoping to ramp up towards the spring season. And you can see here we've got less months of inventory than we had last month. Last month we were looking at something like just shy of 3 months of inventory. Now we're down to 2.24 months of inventory. That has a lot to do with the fact that the sales numbers are picked up versus last month, the total number of sales. You can see year to date on the combined side here, when we're talking both residential and condo combined, the average is that we're down by about 40% in terms of the number of sales. The average price down by about 14.7%. And so now that the rates have likely leveled out, there should be another rate announcement when this gets posted, or very close to when it gets posted. This new reality of pricing, and who knows, maybe they'll stick the rates the same. They might go up, they might go down, but we don't know what kind of pricing, what kind of rates changes are going to happen. We do start to see some traditional seasonality. First half of the year, we'll see this negative year-over-year growth. I've said that for the last 6 months or so. But month over month, we're seeing positive growth, which tells us that the typical real estate seasonality is back. All of this is cause for confusion. People don't know what's going to happen with the rates. People are seeing, oh, well, the prices are down. And yes, if you compare year over year, the prices are down. But then also people are hearing, hey, the prices are up. And yes, they are up if you compare month over month. So the value, of course, of having all of these stats and plucking through it and working with a great realtor to understand what we're actually dealing with is paramount. People are having success when they're buying and selling, and a lot of people aren't having success. And positioning is so key and so important. So breaking it down onto the residential side, you can see a reduction in residential sales by about 40%, a reduction year over year in terms of price by 16.9% on the residential side. And again, the inventory 210% more than we saw in 2022, but again, it's only about 300 more than when you're looking back at February 2023. Absorption rate again is closer to 2 months now, and remember, 4 months or more makes it a balanced market. We haven't had a balanced market in years. I'd say it's been long since pre-pandemic that we had more of a balanced market, going back to maybe 2015. So maybe we're shifting towards it, but it seems like we're sort of backsliding. Year to date on the residential side, again, the total number of sales close to 40% down. The average price point close to about 15 or 16% down. Now, what's important is the residential sector is actually up by $55,000 since the beginning, like in Q1, versus where it started at the beginning of Q1. So, at the end of December, January 1st to call it April 1st, we're up by $55,000. The problem is, when a lot of the stuff, like I've said before, we're comparing year over year, it seems like the prices are down, and that's what's causing a bit of this confusion, as well as the uncertainty of what's going to happen with the rates. We are starting to see a bit of a slower market. It will be less sales, obviously, over the course of the year, but more traditional seasonality, and that's why we're starting to see some houses come out and sell with some bidding wars if they're properly priced. Now, the bidding wars aren't two, three, $100,000 over the list price. They're a little bit more reasonable. Now, shifting gears onto the condo segment, it is a little bit different. You can see the total number of sales in the month of March down by 41.7%. The average price up by 12.7%. The inventory, again, it's 220% more, but it's just on a smaller scale. Right? And you can see again the difference between February 2023 and March 2023 in terms of the amount of inventory. It's 40 plus 30, 70 more condos available for sale. But the number of sales really picked up this month versus February, and as a result, we're only at 2.1 months of inventory. It is still a seller's market. And some people are saying, well, my house isn't selling. Why is it a seller's market? The answer is probably because it's not priced at a point that's going to cause it to sell. Year to date on the condo side, you can see that we're at a total of 669 condos sold, a decrease of about 40%, and the average price point down by about 11.4. And so in contrast with the residential segment, the condo side had only gone down by about $27,000 in 2022, about 5%. The residential side went down by about $200,000. But for Q1 in 2023, we're down another $16,000, about $8,000 increase last month. But all in all, for Q1, it was a further reduction of about $16,000. The fluctuations, of course, in the condo world are more evident because there's less condos sold and you're at a bit of a lower price point. And you sort of have a bunch of different properties that you can look at. So if you are considering buying, selling, investing in real estate, there are great opportunities on both sides. The key is positioning yourself when you're buying, positioning yourself when you're selling to be successful in your micro market that you're in. If you are considering a move this year, please reach out. My team and I are happy to help. The number, as always, 1-888-REAL585. And until then, keep it real, Collective.